Hey, BOOZHOO, and welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast. I don't know what's with me today. Good morning, Mino Gigajeb. Welcome to the early morning live stream show podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. NANABOOZHOO Nandija Nakaz. NANABOOZHOO is my name. Natasha away. This is Natasha. BOOZHOO! How you doing, sweetie? Oh, I'm awesome. How are you? Oh, not too bad. Thursday. It's Thirsty Thursday. Nah. It is, what is it, the fourth day? Nano Gija good. Bejig nish nisway. No, it must be nisway. Bejig nish nisway nano. Oh yeah, Bejig nish nisway ni win. Ni win Gija good. It is the fourth day. Nano Gija good's the fifth day. That's Friday. That's tomorrow. That's the day we record our radio spot. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but Natasha and I are also we have a radio show on KAXE and KBXE, Northern Minnesota's community radio. Your one-stop shop for all your rockin' needs. For all your community radio needs. And we give an Ojibwe word of the day. Sometimes I'll tell a story. Pretty much do this show for 5 minutes. So that's kind of fun. Last week we recorded it, and it takes a little while, we got to come up with ideas, and there's a certain flow to it. You can't just, chit chat on a radio show. You got to get to the point. And so, what was it on last week? Did we do February? Yeah, probably, huh? So we did, I told the story of Name B'nai Gizis. And, and you got to mix down music and stuff. And so, we did that, recorded it, filed it away on the computer, wrote up an invoice for Penny, emailed the invoice in, make sure you get your junia, your money. And then, went to bed and kind of forgot about it. Get an email from Heidi on Sunday night. And she's like, hey, you going to send a NANABOOZHOO spot or what? I'm like, what? Oh, I never even sent it to you. Do all the work, charge them, and then just don't give them the thing. So I had to email it to her just late. Still trying to get comfortable here. Just poking at my trousers. There we go. This is better. Hey, Jim's here. BOOZHOO, Jim. Jim's here, honey. BOOZHOO, Jim. Natasha says, BOOZHOO. Oh, man. I was reminded of the other day? You ever go shopping at Walmart first thing in the morning? This is what they make their staff do. They gather around in a circle, kind of back by the shoes. And this one, non-player character in khakis and a, red Walmart shirt starts it out with a clap and a stomp. We are Walmart, and you're just cringing for the whole staff. I'm like, why are they doing that? Is it like a humiliation ritual or something? Does that really motivate people? Oh, I can't wait to stock the shelves now. Now that we rocked it up at 6 a.m. with this 1981 reference. Oh, we will rock you. No, but this time we are Walmart. That's how proud we are to be making minimum wage. So, Daniel Black is here. Says, "Bonjour, my people." Bonjour, Daniel. So nice to see you, sir. And old Shady Side's here. Shady Side Turtle's here. Bonjour, Shady Side. It is so nice to see you. Yeah, so, I don't know, man. I don't think I can go to Walmart anymore. I always get so crabby by the time I leave there. You know, they got the freshest produce, or at least the produce that's been genetically modified enough to, stay what we think is fresh. Everything is cheap, you know. You go to Walmart with $50 and you leave with like, 2 big bags of groceries. You go over to Jubilee with $50 and you get like half that. But, I went in there the other day and like, they don't have any clothes and stuff anymore. It looked like a ghost town, It was like, how come, what happened here? Why does this place suddenly look like you're going out of business? I'm like, I don't know. Trucks quit coming. Like, well, yeah, I can tell, but why? Where am I supposed to buy socks now? Where am I going to get my underwears? I needed socks and underwear. I didn't want to go do laundry, so I wanted to go buy new. Just go buy some new underwear. You can put it off for another week. Jessica's here. Sweetie, Jessica showed up. Bonjour, Jessica. Bonjour, Jessica. And Richard John is here. Bonjour, Niji. The Bonjour crew is doing their roll call. Here. Let's be careful out there. This is like the beginning of, do you guys remember Hill Street Blues? Do I remember Hill Street Blues? How old am I? Thanks. No, I don't, actually. I remember I loved it. I remember there was an undercover cop named Belker who looked like a homeless guy. And I think he was crazy. I like that guy. I went as him as Halloween one year. Like those Halloweens where you can only, one year you're, I'm a bum this year. I got a rolled up thing, looks like a cigar, and, chalk on my face to look like whiskers, bandana on a stick. I'm a bum. Happy Halloween! Then the next year, I'm Belker. I'm Belker from Hill Street Blues. It's the same outfit, only now it's gloves like this. That's when I started liking fingerless gloves, was Belker. Belker always wore fingerless gloves because he was a undercover cop. Hill Street Blues, Hill Street Blues, Hill Street Blues. I got those Hill Street Blues, Hill Street Blues. That was a song to Hill Street Blues. Hill Street Blues. Richard John says, not gone in a Wally world in over a year. Not that my wife doesn't. Not gone in a Wally world in over a year. Oh, a Wally world, is that right? The old Wally Mart? Yeah. Yeah, it's depressing. I don't know. And then, you got to check yourself out, which is also weird. Because they're still in that transition. You can still tell that the store was designed to have employees, human employees. Look, we'll have 10 rows of checkouts. And I remember there was a time everybody had their own lane, and there'd be 10 people employed there checking you out. Now you have 9 empty lanes. Those corrals at the edges where you check yourself out. I mean, I never even want to shoplift until they make me check myself out. I'm like, you know what? You're making it too easy. But, so you check yourself out. I always feel like they're like suspicious of me. You don't get that mask on right away, and there's a lady at the front telling you, you need to wear a mask. It's like, yeah, keep your shirt on. I got to put it on. You know, I don't just walk around in a surgical mask. You know, you got yours on, you should be okay. Go in there. It's, 1984. Then it's a Pink Floyd video for getting your groceries. We don't need no civil liberties. Bum bottom. Welcome to Walmart. It's like a jail in there. And there's just something about it. It sucks my soul. Because by the time I leave, I'm just in a foul mood. Staring people down, peeking over my mask. Wisani doesn't wear one. I respect that. I'm too socially shamed. I don't really think it's doing anything. What? Oh, my bandana. That's, what's the official story? I thought they said at first that masks don't do anything. I heard, like that first 15 days we were going to have the lockdown. They were like, don't worry about the masks. It's like having a, what they call it, chain link fence to keep the mosquitoes out. It's not going to, don't worry about it. And then 2 weeks later, like, yeah, wear one. It saves lives. Okay, geez. And, don't leave your house unless you're coming to Walmart. Then it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's like, really? Are all these apples infected with the COVID now? How come it's like no big deal inside Walmart? Is this like some sort of utopian, Oh, it's okay. We mopped. We mop like every 12 hours. You'll be fine. And everyone wears masks. That's why. It's like a surgery room in here. Oh, look, we have some old lady wiping down the carts. You'll be fine. Okay. And I know I'll be fine. But whatever. Wisani say, it's a group humiliation ritual. Yeah. It is kind of what that is, isn't it? Almost a year of 15 days to flatten the curve. Yeah. Yeah, that's some good plan there. Okay, just for the next 15 days, you guys. Don't go to church for 2 weeks. That's all we're asking. We'll get this thing. We'll flatten the curve. We'll go back to normal. Here we are a year later. You should wear 2 masks. That'll do the trick. Like at this rate, by next year, we'll be wearing 4 masks. What is the health risk of not breathing? Is asphyxiation not a thing anymore? You guys, you're gonna make me lose my channel. You better show up when we start up the new one that doesn't, after they censor us. Richard John says, now they want you to wear 2? Yeah, now you're supposed to wear 2. Okay. Says who? Which doctor, which scientist that we're supposed to trust above our own common sense says we should wear 2 now? Those stupid surgeons all these years, they thought 1 was enough. They should have been wearing 2. Richard, Shady Side said, I found local butcher shops and dairy farm stores that are wonderful and appreciate their customers. No more Walmart. No mask on me either. You know what? I got to quit wearing that stupid mask. When I see people not wearing their mask, they don't know. I'm looking at them and smiling. And they probably think I'm staring them down. Like, wear your mask. And I'm not doing it. I'm like, thank you for being brave enough to think for yourself. I'm a coward. I'm part of that social shame. It's like, well, I'm going to cover my face. I'm so ashamed that I won't speak out. I'm afraid I'll lose my popularity on YouTube. People won't like me if I say I don't believe the news. Okay? But that's the civil war that's going on. They've programmed people, you know, the government is telling people to wear masks and to behave in a certain way. And the people who go along with it, they're not mad at the government for making them do this stuff, for taking away their rights to, go to a baseball game or go to a concert or go to church. The government tells them you don't do that. And they go, yep, okay, we're not mad at you, no grudge here. But then if we don't go along with that, if we say, oh, that's stupid, they get mad at us. This is how families are being torn apart. It's like, what do you mean you're not going to get a vaccination? You don't trust the government? I mean, they don't say that, but that's, it's like, are you asking me why I'm not going to let strangers put something that's not verified in my bloodstream to fight something I don't necessarily trust what I've learned about it? And I'm the conspiracy theorist? I heard somebody say this once. It's like, people are like, oh, what are you, a conspiracy theorist? Do you believe in conspiracies? It's like, yeah, of course. You live in a house, don't you? Well, once upon a time, some people conspired to build a house right where you're living. That's my theory. Yeah, conspiracies happen. It just means 2 or more people got together and made a secret plan. I mean, I guess being a contractor is not really a secret, but it's a conspiracy. So what else? There's never going to be that mainstream story that confirms the conspiracy theorist right. That's why they always think that, all these weirdos, they always believe stuff that never gets proven. And it's like, well, that's because the news is never going to say, yeah, they faked the moon landing. There's never going to be that confirmation that, yep, they lied about what happened to Kennedy. It's not, there's never going to be that day where the truth gets out. I was almost going to use OJIBWE as our Ojibwe word today. Be like, truth. What is the truth? With this group, it'd all be like, oh, I can tell you what the truth is. Truth's Jesus. The way, the truth, and the life, man. It's like, yeah, okay. Get your man a do. The guy we do kawishin. Minaway nung gum. Help me to speak well today. I haven't been praying lately. I mean, I have, like, in my normal life, but not on the show. Once in a while, it's okay just to say, hey, Great Spirit, help me today. So today, I'm getting way off the track, talking about conspiracy theories. But the local butcher shops are cool, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna start. Had some good luck, good fortune recently. I'll tell a story that one person's gonna understand. Sometimes when I pray, I'm finally gotten to a place where I just say it out loud. I go, okay, if it's cool with you, and my mixed feelings about asking for stuff. I don't believe prayer is wishing to a genie bottle, But I said, if this is my purpose to do these shows and please support me, financially. I know it's not very spiritual of me. It's just the opposite. But if you can support me, provide for me, please. Because if you're not going to just grant this wish, I'm going to have to go out and get a job, and that's it. And sure enough, turn around a couple days later, and, we needed a new computer. I was like, so I went to the computer store. And I went to Walmart, all crabby, and, couldn't talk to anybody about anything, didn't trust their products, didn't know what I was shopping for. And I decided, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going to go to the local guys in town here. And I went down to their computer store, and it's like, John's Computer Store. And they're selling, like, we got 10 computers for sale. But the guy, I remember walking by their store like 6 months ago, and they had a sign there that said, "We're really sorry, but the city's telling us we have to mandate masks." So there was like there was an apology in the tone, rather than the scary signs of "No mask, no service." You know, you will be persecuted in the full extent of the law if you're not wearing, a Darth Vader helmet. And so, where was I going? Oh, so I'll go there this time. No sign, no masks. I walk in there mask free. The guy comes up and is like, "Hey, dude, what's up?" I go, "Oh, I'm thinking about buying a computer." And he goes, "Yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah." And we start talking. I tell him about this show. I'm like, "Yeah, I need something with a lot of speed, I want to do a live stream." And my old Walmart $300 thing isn't going to cut it. And, he worked out something with me. It was really great. It was kind of expensive, but I just went for it anyway. I went, okay, I'm going to put it on this credit card. And maybe over the next 12 months, if I pay, a little bit every month, I won't really own it, but I can have it, Come home, plug it in. What happens next? Get a letter in the mail with a big old check. It says, "Here we go. I just kind of felt, compelled to give you enough money, and it covered the whole cost of the computer and a little extra." And I was like, "What? Okay, that's how that works, huh?" Because this was also after last month. I had to return. I ordered this thing. These are boring stories, I know. But I wanted to order this thing. I ordered this cord where you could hook up your camcorder to the computer for a webcam. And it didn't work. And it was like $100 and some dollars. $135.67. So I had to return it. And I didn't return it for a while, and I finally returned it. And I had this credit on Amazon. And I went, you know what? I need to buy some of those books. My own books, or Michael's books, to, for Patreon people and gifts. And so I ordered, 10 books or something. And the bill comes up to the penny. I was like, what? Exactly how much credit I had was exactly, counting shipping, what that bill was. So it cost me nothing. I mean, yeah, I guess originally I paid for it, but it was just a weird little coincidence. And you go, are these little messages from God that say, "Hey, dude, I got your back"? That's what I think. I think Gitchi Manadu is always like, well, I've been waiting for you to ask. I can't just, give you what you want if you're not even going to ask. So, miigwech to our patron saint. And that's as much as I'll say about who that was. And so I think, everything's looking up. Oh, but that the moral of the story is, just like not going to Walmart, I am going to shop local people. I mean, who cares if it's an extra $10? Oh, I saved $10. It can't be that much cheaper at Walmart. And here you're actually supporting some guy you might be related to. Oh, that was the other thing. The guy knew my cousin. I was like, "Oh, aren't you Tommy's boy?" "Oh, no, that's my cousin." I know people think he's my uncle, but he's actually my dad's cousin, so he makes him my cousin. Because of the but it's very, So anyway. La la la. Oh, so today's Ojibwe word of the day. Today's point of an Ojibwe language podcast, chi mukaman. Chi mukaman. Long knife. The long knife, or a white person. This has been a kind of a point of contention, a point of great misunderstanding. Some people think Chimokaman, number one, means white person, which it does sort of. And And sometimes that all people think it's the C word, or it's like a bad thing you can call somebody. You know, sometimes like I'll go to a school and I'll be like BOOZHOO Anishinabeg, and I'll say BOOZHOO Chomokuman, or whatever. It's like yeah, a little Chomokuman in the back. Or sometimes I get the impression that kids think I'm using a kind of a teasing word, and all it is that the word back in the days of the grandfathers, the first European people that the Algonquin speakers, the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe speakers met, had long knives. They had swords. There were those Spanish guys or whatever. Had a long sword. And so chi means great, and mukaman is a knife. And so our word for those guys was chi mokaman. Chi mokaman wog. Chi mokaman dug? No, chi mokaman wog. I forget. But it was a term of respect, It was like, oh wow, look at that. That guy's got a really big knife. It's a great knife. Kind of embarrassed to show him my knife. I got a little sharpened fish bone here. I got a little bone I've been filleting the fish with. He's got what is that made out of? Oh, this is my, steel sword. It's like, wow, you guys are great knives. From now on, we will call you the great knife. But, but it sounds kind of like you're saying a bad word when people say, so I'm sitting there and this chamoke walks in, right? And you go, this chamoke. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess you can say that. I don't want to get PC on the Ojibwe speakers. You mean a chomokaman? A long knife? Hey, sweetie. Yeah, what is it, honey? We get a phone call. We do? Oh, what? All right, you want to put them on what line? It'll be on line 2. Line 2. Caller, you're on the air. Hee hee hee. Oh, is that Michael Jackson? Yeah, man. I just wanted to call in and say I love your show. I really love your show. It's really great. I love your show. Yeah, thanks, man. I gotta tell you, I'm just relieved to find out you're not really dead. Oh yeah, no, that's ignorant. I'm not dead. I stay dead. Yeah, okay. So what can I do for you, Mr. King of Pop? Which in Minnesota kind of sounds like he's the king of a soft drink. He's the king of Dr. Pepper. Are you the king of pop? No, that's ignorant. Yeah, okay. What can I do for you today, Michael Jackson? Well, I just wanted to call to say I have a lot of opinions on the subject that you're talking about. You have a lot of opinions on what we're talking about? Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're black or if you're white. I sang a song about it. Yeah, I remember that song. You're black, you're white, or whatever. I remember I liked it. I mean, you looked kind of strange. No, that's ignorant. That's beautiful. How come your tan got so white near the end there? Oh, I had impetigo or some. I'm not sure if that's how you call it. It was that weird skin disease, or it looks like it peels off and you turn white. Yeah, it's not impetigo. It's called something else. But I know what you mean. A lot of people get it on their hands or whatever. Did you actually bleach yourself in a tub? Actually, I did. It's one of those things where they sound so crazy that it wasn't true. But I actually did. I wanted to even it out. Yeah. They really hacked up your nose too, huh? Oh no, that's ignorant. They cut my nose right off. Yeah. I don't know, man. The more I think about you, the more sad I get. I don't know why. Of all the people on the planet, I should pity. But I don't think you were a terribly happy person, were you, Michael? No, I was sad on the outside. I never had a childhood. It's so sad and lonely at the top. Yeah. Well, it sure is nice of you to call into the show. So did you want anything else today?
No, I just want to come in and say boozhoo. Boozhoo, not a boozhoo. Like that.
Yeah. Well, hey, I appreciate you calling in. You can call back anytime.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Shamoa. Okay. All right. Well, Gigawabba Nichi.
Gigawabba.
Huh. Michael Jackson. You know? I remember after he passed away, I couldn't stop thinking about him for some reason. I mean, because he was on TV constantly, I guess. Just contemplating that poor... I mean, like, I shouldn't have any pity for that guy. You know, he had a more privileged life. Speaking of white privilege, Michael Jackson, you know. But, you know, to just go so far with plastic surgery and to keep redoing it and going, crap, okay, what if we cut a little bit off the side? Until he had no nose left, he had a cleft chin, his skin, and he really did kind of look like a puppet near the end. I remember my grandma, I made her watch This Is It. She got through like the first song, and I was like, ugh. She was like, what is that? I go, it's Michael Jackson, Grandma. Remember the Jackson 5? A, B, C. That's little Michael. He's all grown up now. He's going to make a comeback. And she was like, he looks like a puppet. He looks like a girl puppet. I was like, yeah, he does, Grandma. He's the king of pop. Whatever that means. And I think in history we'll record, he had 3 good songs that he didn't write. But, you know, sure had he was a famous person. One of the most famous people in the world. Sing Cookie Monster. Oh, yeah. Remember when Cookie Monster was like,
Honey, speaking of which.
What's that?
Cookie Monster's on line 2.
Cookie Monster's on line 2? Actually, no, he's not.
Oh, you're right. It's actually George W. Bush.
Yeah. I wish we Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, man. This is George W. Bush.
Yeah, how you doing, Bush?
I was just calling in. I noticed you were talking about the king of pop, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, why are you laughing?
Oh, no reason. I get kind of nervous when I talk about, black people. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay. So how you been, George?
Oh, not too bad. I'm just painting cats down at the ranch. And I wanted to call in. I didn't know that about the term long knife.
That's right. In Ojibwe, we didn't call people white based on their skin color. We referred to them by their weaponry. We called them long knife.
Long knife. I like that, That's pretty cool, man. I should get a sword. Do you think I should get a sword, Nanaboozhoo?
Should you get a sword? What do you think, sweetie? Do you think George Bush needs a sword?
Well, if he gets a sword, will he quit carrying a gun?
If you get a sword, will you put your gun away?
Yeah, man, I don't need a gun if I had a sword.
Yeah, go get a sword. They can only do so much damage with a sword.
Yeah. No, you know what? I think you look kind of cute with a sword.
Natasha thinks you'd look cute with a sword, George Bush.
Then it's settled. I'm gonna get me a Chimokaman. This Chimokaman's gonna get his own Chimokaman. He's gonna get a long knife, and I'm gonna swing that knife around my ranch. Oh boy, I look like a pirate. They're gonna say, there goes old George W. Bush. He's a pirate now. Maybe I should be wearing an eye patch. What do you think, Nanaboozhoo?
Yeah, I think if you had an eye patch and a sword, I think that would be awesome. I'll be honest with you. I would love to see that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call back when I get an eye patch and a sword, a Chimokaman.
Okay then. Well, George, thank you so much for calling in.
All right, Nana Boozhoo, all right. You keep up the good work now, all right?
Okay, I sure will.
Okay then. Gigawabamin min minawa.
Oh, Bush is getting pretty fluent in his Ojibwe.
I know. He must watch the show a lot.
Yeah. You never know who's going to call in. I wonder if George Bush was ever on Sesame Street.
I don't think so. I bet you Obama was.
Yeah, I'm sure Obama was. Michelle Obama, too. You just know Sesame Street would have jumped at the chance to get those guys. Oh, man. I remember when the Muppet Show came on. I remember thinking, how cool. They're blending the Sesame Street world with rock and roll. And the first one I ever saw, Alice Cooper was on there. I'm like, oh, this is great. Alice Cooper was the other guy I went as for Halloween. Because all you need is your mom's eye makeup. And I had kind of long hair anyway. You know, wear a black t-shirt. Draw some lines on your mouth and around your eyes. Hey, I'm Alice Cooper. Trick or treat. Daniel Black says, I wouldn't give him a plastic knife. You wouldn't trust him with a plastic knife? I'm just kind of trying to encourage him from not carrying a loaded gun. I think he could hurt himself and somebody else. You know, look what happened with, who was the president that shot the other guy in the face? Was that his dad? Or did he do that? One of the presidents shot Dick Cheney in the face while they were hunting. And you go, what? That might have been his dad. Yeah, who shot Dick Cheney? Brandy Marie says, not even. Shady Sai says, Yahweh, spiritual warfare precedes physical battles. Where we shop is a physical battle. Seeing people smile is essential. Yeah, that's the... There's my conspiracy theorist, too. What is with the mask? They don't want us seeing each other's faces. They don't want us to see a smile. I think the whole agenda behind this is to get us to go crazy against each other, to hate the other side. If you're a mask wearer, you cannot tolerate a non-mask wearer. You know, and it's under the guise of, you know, for safety, for protection. They think they're doing the right thing. That's where it's spiritual, because it will divide us and divide the families, and hate will rule over love. You know, you can send a lot of love with a smile. You know, nobody even knows what love is. It's just this energy that you can, that's the power we have. We can send love with a little heart, a heart emoji, you know, in a little black, you know, on YouTube. You can send love with a smile, with a joke, whatever. I saw something recently. They said, happiness is so special that it doesn't even have to belong to you. Or happiness is so good, or something. I think it's like that for love. You know, if you give somebody love, that experience can be almost better than being loved. You know, if you can make someone else happy, that experience can be more profound than becoming happy. Bushes are a banking family from Rhode Island cosplaying as Texans. Yeah, totally. It's cosplay Texans. That's what it is. You know, George Bush being on a ranch. It's so funny. Because, you know, they're just playing Bonanza. I want to be like that. Going to be like the little Joe. Wear a gun on my hip, ride a horse. And I was like, dude, you're trying way too hard. And yes, George Sr., you are a wimp. Yeah, skinny head. By the time I think he's dead now. Had to be pushed around in a wheelchair. You know, oh, your legs too tired, George Senior? Yeah, you're a warrior. My grandma would just forget her walker wherever she went. Her mind went before her legs did. She'd be clutching the wall, is walking. Everyone's like, Grandma, where's your walker? Huh? Oh, I don't know. Probably in the bathroom or somewhere. Be downstairs. You'd be like, Grandma, how'd you get down the stairs? You know? You walk until you fall on your face like my grandma. That's what I say, George W. I don't know why I'm going off the bushes right now. Cheney was shot. Harry Whittington. Oh, Cheney shot Harry. Oh, that's what it was. Cheney shot somebody else. A Texas attorney on February 11th. Thank you, Wisani. Yeah. You know, so Cheney, too, was a big phony. Remember when Trump got in all that trouble because he was like, I prefer people who don't get caught in the war? And they're all like, you know, show some respect for Cheney. You know. But, yeah, Cheney, big war hero, can't even shoot a gun without, you know, his whole troop were probably relieved. He probably saved more lives getting caught because he would have invariably shot one of his own, you know, one of our guys. Richard John, Sons of Heart. Hey, SM's back. Anine, good morning, everyone. BOOZHOO, SM. SM's back. Many years since she was here. I forget if S is a woman. And that picture's too small for me to tell. You know, I can't go on until I identify everyone's gender. From now on, no more self-identifying. I will identify you. Well, that was the gender I was assigned at birth. What? Like doctors are assigning births. I assign this one male, that one female. They're not assigning, they're just marking down data. They're not deciding. Brandy Marie. Bonjour, Brandy Marie. Mino Giga Jabe. Good morning. And welcome to the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO Conspiracy Hour. Hey, la-di-da-di. So what were we talking about anyway? The term chomokaman? Yeah. Poor old Michael Jackson. So here's a painting, or a cartoon Michael did. It's got a skunk and a fox. There's an old otter catching a football. I don't know why. But it's fall. There's Megazee picking up a little cutie. Little teddy bear. And then there's Andewug. Crows. For no good reason. But there's Mamangwa. Oh, Mamangwa, the butterfly. And there's Michael when he was younger, meditating. There's the Buddha overshadowing him. Hallelujah. And then there's some animals standing in front of a filter I learned how to use on Photoshop. I don't know what they're doing. There's a UFO right there. See, that's proof that we live on a spinning ball and that aliens are real. That's what would happen if Paul Bunyan and Babe had a baby and she grew up. Try not to think about that too deeply. That's an illustration from Mixed Blood. Or this is almost done. There's another skunk and a fox. There's the otters reading a book, swimming around in a lake. How many of these did I put up? There you go. There's the Jamokaman right there. An alien looking into the colors. And back to that. By Michael Lyons. None of those prints are available anywhere. But we do have a Teespring page with some merchandise. I don't know if there's a link. I click in the link. But if you can find us on Teespring, there's probably a link. We got some mugs for sale. Daniel Black says he's an alien living in Scotland. Well, there you go. That's what I suspect. These aliens are just shapeshifters. You know, that's probably like a reset button where they go back to that and they pop up looking like Daniel Black. As to saying hello, alien comrades. There's a star man waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us. Sweetie, would you like to stop by and say hello to the people? Yeah, sure, I'll come on camera. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for me to head out. I want to say, miigwech bezandawi. Thank you for listening. And you anti-maskers, I'm really with you. I hope maybe I should get the courage to, just stand up for myself, for crying out loud. You inspire us, at least me. All right, sweetie, coming over here. But let's keep a 6-foot distance. I don't want to catch the COVID. I don't want to get cooties. That's what they should have called COVID, cooties. I might get the sniffles. I don't want to get the holocaust. No, not the holocaust. I don't want to get the pandemic. No. Yeah, I don't know, man. The thing is that, you just keep on, it just inches along, and it gets so crazy that you wonder why you didn't say something a long time ago. I know. Like, first it's just a mask. First it's just going to be 2 weeks. And then it's just a mask. Now it's just a vaccination. And then it's going to be just another vaccination. And then it's just going to be your papers. It's like, well. And they do it with a smile on their face. They'll be like, no, it's still, don't worry, it's just a gas mask. It's just an astronaut helmet. Don't worry. From now on, it's for your safety. I know. It's like, look, I'm a grown man. I don't need you making stuff safe for me anymore. But you gotta think about the kids. You gotta think about, won't somebody think about the children? Won't somebody please think about the children? How are they going to grow up if they can't wear a mask? And it really exposes, who's, what we always knew. You know how, teachers don't like to challenge authority? They have these posters on the wall, be like, oh, we're going to read the banned books. It's like, oh, what? Like Anne Frank? This is a banned book. Because it had the F word in it or whatever. It's like, yeah, but you guys won't really read the banned books. You won't read the books that prove the earth isn't round. You won't read the books that prove the lies of Darwinism. That's been banned. You read what you're told to teach. But anyway, so now the schools are in this weird place where they're like, okay, you kids, this is going to be the new normal. We're going to go on they come up with new terms. But basically it's, you don't get to sit with your friends. Everything fun about school, believe it or not, it's gotten even worse. Now there's no getting together with your friends, and you can't eat in the cafeteria, and you can't goof around, and you can't go to dances, and you can't play sports. I saw a music class, and they had their masks on with holes ripped in the middle.
And so it begs the question, like, these kids are trying to learn to be smart. And then there's this, like, dumb thing they have to do. Okay, kids, we're going to go out and get some fresh air. Put on your mask. It's like, what? Oh, you don't have a mask? Well, put a paper bag over your head and just cut some holes in it. That'll work. We're living in crazy times. And it's Natasha time, baby, baby. I want you. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Masks. But you want to get your channel taken down. You know, you don't see many people talking about this on YouTube. Oh no, that disinformation is dangerous. We have to protect the people from disinformation. It's like, you've given us no information, you know. What is a virus? How about we start there? Is this really what's going on? Can you answer the questions about, did the other flu just go away? Is the coronavirus just a regular flu? Can we look at this like any other flu season? What? Nope. We're not going to talk about that. Just do what you're told. We're going to shoot this thing in your arm, and it'll make you about a 75% chance you won't get the disease for a couple of months. I was like, okay. No thanks. But I'm not going to be able to get into Walmart without my I've been vaccinated badge, you know. I need to invest in a copy machine, high-speed copier, so I can forge my own documents. Natasha, have a great day, Brandy Marie. Oh, is Brandy Marie taking off? Gigo Abaman, Minowa. I'll see you again. Disinformation. Yeah, that's what they call it. Because I'm going to diss the establishment. Yeah. You know, I like how everyone's pretending they cared about, oh, the Q people. They come up with these baseless conspiracy theories. No basis at all. You know, I was like, well, there's some basis, you know. But, you know, like, which conspiracy are you saying is baseless? That there's corruption in Washington? That there's I didn't want to say the word in Hollywood. You know, baseless conspiracy theorists. You know, there's no basis for questioning whether or not they landed on the moon 11 times in 6 years and never went back for another 50 years. Not ever, you know. There's no photos of the Earth. You know, baseless conspiracy. Just believe what we tell you. We've never lied before. Why would we lie now? You know. So, anyway, it's getting depressing. S says, make me a copy of VacDocu2, please. VacDocu2, please. Copy of... Yeah, I'll get you one too. I've been vaccinated. We got to come out and pretend we're like totally in on it. Because that's the way my parents are. They can't wait. They're proud. I got my first round of vaccinations. Like, what? Okay. And I just stay quiet. Don't want to make them mad. I pray to God to keep me healthy if it's His will. And if not, you know, no, I do not want to put whatever in my bloodstream. What's in there? Oh, it's safe. There's a little bit of coronavirus. Whatever that is. We don't know. Might have been invented in, you know, China. But, maybe some fetal tissue. We're not going to say it's not in there. And remember how we talked about population control through the use of vaccines? Never mind that too. I don't know. I gotta sit down. See how short I am again? Oh, there we go. We need a new mic stand. But yeah, so. Okay. I hope I didn't bum everybody out. I detect sarcasm. You think? No. You detect sarcasm. Well, then you must be a genius. Oh, let's give you a diploma for being a mind reader. What? They don't give diplomas for mind reading. La, la, la. Sheila says, Aneen.
Aneen, Sheila, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, Sheila. Yeah. It's a conspiracy. Everyone settle down. Because Elon Musk is a billionaire. He's not a pear-shaped weirdo who was dating, what's her name, Amber Heard while she was married to Johnny Depp. And there's video of it on a... No, he's like Tony Stark. And he shot a rocket into space. And then landed that rocket, fire end first. This is what they want us to believe. Oh, he shot a car into space. Yeah, look, here's a video of it. There's this little spaceman doll and there's a car. I believe you. Why would they lie? Billions of dollars? No. He's a genius. Elon Musk. Genius inventor. Yeah. Shut up. I don't believe that at all. Oh, it's a conspiracy. It's just a flat out lie. But people believe it. They get real excited. Oh, we're going to go to Mars. We've already been to Mars since 1992. We've had a rover on Mars since 1992 that's never broken down, never lost contact with the Earth, driving around. Remote control car on Mars since 1992. They don't like to talk about it because that's as hard to believe as those guys making a phone call from the moon to Richard Nixon's office. It's like, what? No, you didn't. Shut up, you guys. But that generation, they can't imagine being lied to on the TV. They're like, well, if we can't trust the news, what can we trust? It's like, well, that's what I'm saying. Don't trust the news. You can't trust anything. I don't know. Let every man be a liar. Well, it looks like we ran out of time. And Michael, you didn't even get on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, can I just for a minute here, I want to give some thanks to the unsung hero of the show, Michael Lyons. Say hello to the people.
Hi, everybody.
That's it.
What do you want from me?
Nothing. So, that's all time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning into our lovely little live stream show. Gizakain, I love you. Miigwech ganawabieg. And I will see you again. Gigawapamin, Menawa, Hawa. And live stream, la-di-da-di, ho.